Organizing data. Statistics is a branch of mathematics that involves collecting, organizing, presenting, analyzing, and interpreting data to make a decision. It has applications in various fields such as medicine, economics, social sciences, else. How do you handle data? First, identify the question or problem. Second, collect data. Third, organize and present data. Fourth, analyze and interpret data. Fifth, make prediction and decisions. Then, some types of graphical charts. Dot plot, bar graph, histogram, stem and leaf plot, box plot. Frequency table with intervals and its representation. If the amount of data is large, the data is organized into equal intervals or groups from which the frequency table with intervals is formed. Example, a teacher recorded the marks of 25 students in a quiz as shown. First, represent this data using a dot plot and a bar graph. Second, how many students got at least 7 marks? Third, what is the mark that most of the students got? To answer such questions, it is important to organize the data first. One method of data organizing is to arrange it in a list in ascending order as shown. This data can be organized into a frequency table as shown. First, using the previous table, create the dot plot and bar graph to represent this data as shown. Second, the number of students who got at least 7 marks is 5 plus 3 equals 8. Third, the mark that most of the students got, mode, is 6. Stem and leaf plot. A stem and leaf plot is a chart that presents numerical data arranged in order. Each number is split into 2 parts, stem, leaf. For example, for a number that consists of 2 digits, 41, the tens are represented by the stem, 4, and the ones are represented by the leaf, 1. Example, if the number of weekly hours that 27 students spend using the internet are as shown, first, organize and represent this data using a stem and leaf plot. Second, from the stem and leaf plot, find the mode, the median, the first quartile, and the third quartile. Third, represent the data using a box plot. The answer is first, representing the data using a stem and leaf plot. The smallest number is 11 and the greatest number is 46. Draw a vertical line. On the left, write stems and list the following numbers below it. 1, 2, 3, 4. On the right, write leaves, represented by the units, arranged in ascending order in each row. Write the stem and leaf plot key. Second, the mode is the most repeated number in a row. For example, 1 is repeated 3 times in the second row, thus the mode equals 21. Since the values are arranged in ascending order, the median is value in middle of all values equals 27, the first quartile is value in middle first half values equals 19, and the third quartile is value in middle second half values equals 34. Note that, if number of values are even numbers, the median is average of the middle 2 values. Third, representing the data using a box plot as shown. Graphs are powerful because they turn numbers into pictures your brain can read quickly, but that speed is also dangerous. Graphs can be an effective tool for illustrating data, however, sometimes they can be misleading if not used properly or if they do not display data correctly, which can adversely impact deductions. 2 classic tricks: when the vertical axis does not start with 0 and when an unequal scale is used on the vertical axis. Both can make tiny differences look huge. Example, both of the shown graphs represent the number of post offices in the governorates of Fayoum, Beni Suef, Luxor, and Kafr el-Sheikh for the year 2021 to 2022. Which graph could be misleading and why? The answer is, the graph in figure 1 is clearly misleading because the vertical axis has unequal scale, which makes it appears as the number of post offices in Beni Suef is almost double the number of post offices in Luxor.